Hello! How is everyone? I hope everyone is well. That all is well with the world. And screw it, it's Earth. Therefore, there's going to be something screwy going on somewhere. Somewhere, somehow, someplace, someone is getting shot. Luckily, it's not here. Watching the news makes me angry. Or worried. So there's that. I don't know what to tell you. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing some stuff about some Kickstarters and such, but that's going to be a more involved thing. And tomorrow being my day off, I'll do it then. Because, I want to show images and such for people so they know what to look for and why I think things are cool. Today, I don't know, I'm discontent. And not much of it has to do with gaming, other than, not getting to do much gaming these days. I've been playing some more of A Wolf Among Us, and it's still awesome. I'm still enjoying it. The storytelling in it is excellent. It is very much a noir style of story with fairy tales characters living in New York City in the 1980s, or possibly the 1970s. I think it's 1980s though. Excellent stuff. Good stuff. Definitely recommend it to people. Beyond that, I've been rereading Rise of the Rune Lords. I think I want to run that, and I got myself a D20 or Roll20 account, the virtual tabletop thing. So I might try and run that in that rather than try and run it in person because of unreliable schedule. It's easier to do an online tabletop with that. We don't have to all agree to drive across town to some place or something like that. So I may try and put that together. I think that program is actually a vast improvement on some of the things I've seen previously. So yeah, I'm actually eager to get punching on it. Beyond that though, I watch the news from the day and I'm just kind of like, where's the good news? There's no good news. I'm sure there is good news. I'm sure somebody has got good news, but I can't see it right now. I am discontent. We've got, Ebola on the rise, and, that's a scary disease. Yes, the flu kills more people. Common cold kills more people. But seriously, the way people die from Ebola is scary, and its survival rate is scary bad. So when they say, yeah, it's sort of out of control of the local government's ability to control its spread in Africa, that's scary to me. That should be scary to a lot of people. That's like something out of a horror movie. There's the Middle East stuff going on, and you remember when Cobra was this really kind of silly idea of the terrorist army that, was bent on conquest? And then you watch the news about ISIS, who has decided to declare themselves, we're just the, Islamic State. Yeah, we're going to take over all this stuff. We're terrorists. We're cool like that. Cobra seems a lot less funny now. Just going to say that. Also, on my Ramble, I'm going to bring up something I posted yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before. It's hard to tell because I'm recording this in the middle of the night. Wee hours of the morning kind of thing. But the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, 1980s. I loved that cartoon when I was a kid. I thought it was awesome. I went back and rewatched some of the episodes. I've got them on DVD. They are so. There's some badness in them. I mean, there's a lot of the 1980s kind of low quality in them. And yes, Uni is annoying. I'm really not clear on why that character, they felt the need to have the cute little animal in every kid's cartoon. No, it wasn't awesome. But there were a lot of really solid gems in there too. City on the Edge of Midnight, about a demon that steals children and uses them to keep the clock from striking midnight, and the heroes have to go save the children. That's kind of creepy. I'm not gonna lie, that's creepy as hell. They had an episode where there was like a German pilot from World War II. Really? So, the subtext there is, dude's a Nazi. And he didn't like being a Nazi, and, but, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in there where you're like, how did that get, okay, yeah. So there was, it was clear that the writers really wanted to push the bounds of what they were allowed to do. But, it being a kid's cartoon, they kind of had to add the dumbed down elements in there too. I really, 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 really would love to see somebody pick up the base premise of that cartoon and do a modern take on it. I would love to see even like a comic book version. Like IDW is awesome for doing licensed properties, picking them up and doing really awesome things with them. They've been doing it for a while now. They do some really good stuff with G.I. Joe. Some of their Transformers stuff is solid. I think, didn't they do they did like a Planet of the Apes. Their Godzilla stuff was amazing. So, yeah, I mean, their D&D comic was solid. So they've got an established, relationship with D&D on top of that. I would really love to see them take those characters and, make a comic that picks up from the cartoon and sort of gives them a modern, not necessarily super mature, it could still be all ages, but not quite so dumbed down take on them and, see where they can go with it. I'd love to see it get in the hands of, a good writer and good artist and just run with it. The guys who worked on it were actually, good writers in their own rights. They were just sort of handicapped by the medium that they had to work in. TV studios being what they are, and advertisers and all that, they have limits on what they can get away with. It's like watching the old Thundar the Barbarian cartoon. I loved Thundar. I was a huge fan of Thundar. And I think it was amazing in a lot of ways. Jack Kirby did a lot of the design work, and you can tell it was a solid cartoon. And they got away with a lot more than what you would think they'd be able to get away with. But, at the end of the day, they also got sort of hamstringed by the fact that it had to be played on Saturday morning on network TV, and the network guys there are just some things they weren't going to allow, to slide in there. So, yeah, I think, to get back to the point, the D&D cartoon, totally be redone, with a modern take. Use the same characters, same premise, they're end up in a world of, Dungeons and Dragons, make it the Forgotten Realms, or just, Nintir Vale, or wherever, and, they're guided by a mysterious figure who leads them into different situations, but it's, a bunch of kids in a fantasy world trying to make it back home. That's a really solid premise for a story. And I would buy that. I would pay for that. And I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in there. Would I like to see them do a full-on cartoon again with the base premise, only, redone with modern sensibilities? Sure. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I'll go for comic book. Yeah, that's just me. Have to be better than the D&D movie. Don't get me started on the D&D movie. Discontent! I'm just saying. Grumble. Well, this has been my ramble for tonight. Grumbly as it is. Look forward to tomorrow where I talk about some Kickstarter stuff. And that'll be awesome. And, subscribe, like, share with your friends, family, enemies. Unless, don't share it with the terrorists. Because I don't really want to be, on anybody's watch list. Well, actually, I do want to be on people's watch list. I want them to watch my videos. Tricky. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm done. I'm out. No, really. Night.